Nutrition and Hydration is presented by Cheryl Brownlow, a Senior Clinical Dietitian at Concord Hospital, Sydney Local Health District. Cheryl will provide practical strategies to ensure patients' nutritional needs are met while in hospital.
Hydration and nutrition are an element of the comprehensive care minimising harm model. As a dietitian, I have had the joy of specialising in working with our older patients. In this video, I will share some practical strategies to help encourage our older patients to eat and drink more when in our care. Remember, while we may think of eating and drinking as choices, for our older patients they are a therapy. Even when our patients tell us they are not doing much, I'm just lying in bed for instance, their bodies are working overtime to help them get better. If they are not eating well, they are at risk of malnutrition and losing weight, which will impact their journey to recovery. Older patients benefit from our support to eat their 3 main meals and snacks each day. So rather than letting a patient sleep through a meal, let's wake them. Every time a patient misses a meal, they are missing an opportunity to get up to 1/3 of their protein needs or nourishment for the day. Our patients need the energy or calories from food to prevent weight loss. They need the protein from foods to maintain or build muscles and for wound healing. So, which foods provide these all-important proteins? Protein comes from animal foods, meat, chicken, fish, seafood, eggs, milk, and foods made from milk, like cheese, yogurt, or custard. Good plant-based proteins include legumes, baked beans, nuts, seeds, or soy-based foods. Encourage patients to eat the protein portions on the tray first. Here it would be scrambled eggs or the yogurt before filling up on the tea and toast. Suggest patients start by eating the chicken and gravy in the hot meal, or if that were meat or fish instead. Encourage the egg sandwiches to be eaten before the patient fills up on the pumpkin soup, then having the yogurt before the apple for dessert. Sometimes gentle, persistent, coaxing words of support are what is needed. Why not have another sip? Eat another mouthful. Look how well you're doing with your eating. If family members or carers are present and helping at mealtimes, ask them to do that whenever they can. Our patients often respond better to the care of their loved ones. Hydration is also important to help prevent dehydration, constipation, and delirium. As an example, for our patients who are not on fluid restrictions, let's provide them with a drink after attending their observations or when doing intentional rounding. Encourage them to have a half or full cup of drink when taking their medications, rather than just a sip of fluids. Offer to open any non-perishable drinks. Our older patients don't have the strength or dexterity in their hands, and in my experience, they don't view opening a food packet as a good enough excuse to ask staff for help. But the nourishment their meals and snacks contain is a great reason for us to initiate that help time and time again so those foods can be eaten. For instance, offer to open the cheese and crackers given as a mid-meal snack. Ensure patients are sitting out of bed for their meals when able. Clear their tray table and move it so it is within their reach. These simple strategies are the responsibility of all of us clinicians. Meal times are important. Our patients appreciate those short moments we take to connect with them and help them. We all know that monitoring and communication is also an important part of our care. Check how much has been eaten and clearly document quantities. Patient ate only a quarter of their breakfast. Patient ate half of their hot meal and all of their dessert. Concerns you may have include when a patient is not eating well, losing weight, looking underweight, lacking an appetite, being at risk of dehydration. As part of a multidisciplinary team approach, let the medical team know. Refer to your dietitian. And if you notice your patients have particular food preferences, let the staff who take the meal orders know. Monitoring is also key when our patients are placed nil by mouth for a procedure. Are they having extended periods of nil by mouth because they need to have multiple procedures? Has their procedure been repeatedly cancelled or postponed? Or is there a delay returning to oral intake because of safety concerns? If so, do we need to advocate for IV fluids to prevent dehydration? Remember, the nutritional care of our older patients is all of our business. Every mouthful counts when encouraging our older patients to eat and drink more. Be sure to communicate your patients' food preferences so they are more likely to eat well. Resources are available on the Clinical Excellence Commission website to support hydration and nutrition in hospital.